Hola y buenos días. Hoy es el martes feliz, pero no martes ordinario, no. Hoy es el 5 de Mayo! But for real, good morning, happy Tuesday, everyone. Yes, today is Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, I will admit, I did kind of, am I saying, I took Spanish, so I should know if I should get those words right, but a part of me, wasn't sure. But in case you're wondering what I said, I pretty much just said what you would expect, hello, happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, but it's not an ordinary Tuesday because today's Cinco de Mayo. I don't really have anything Cinco de Mayo themed for today. I really don't. Just the fact that I wanted to start the video off by speaking a little bit of Spanish. Although I do know that since today is Tuesday, today is Taco Tuesday. For those of you who actually do that, I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever really had tacos on a Tuesday before. I haven't. I mean, really, they're tacos, guys. They're gonna taste the same literally on any other day of the week. In fact, I'll be honest. I prefer having tacos. If I had to choose a day of the week to have tacos, I would prefer Wednesday, if we're being honest. That's probably a hot take right there. So let's get to my low and my high about act of kindness. Because my low was just something that was... Okay, so... Full stop, this is actually my second take of the video because in my first take, I forgot to start the video by speaking Spanish. But what I was getting to in that last take, that I'm about to explain technically for the second time now, is there was a post I wanted to make on Facebook that consisted of 100 plus photos, roughly, give or take. And for those of you who don't know, on Facebook, you can only post 80 photos at a time. That's fine. I can just divide everything up into two parts. 80 photos dedicated to the concerts I went to, for Midnight Sun and the Rolling Stones cover band, Led Zeppelin cover band. And the second part would be everything else. So I tried posting the stuff about the concerts. And for whatever reason, after I was about to, the photos were up. All I had to do was just, write a little, post about, what happened and such. And no matter what I did, every time I got to the part where the photos were ready to post, the app would shut down. This happened 5 times in a row, by the way. So at that point, I'm like, forget this, I'll just try it later. Which I did. In fact, I did this before I started recording today. And as far as I know, both posts should be up for people to see. But it's just so weird that Facebook was just doing that for no discernible reason. So I would say that my low is I wound up being a little bit late when it came to making this post. But the good news is it's up. It's good. And I wish I could tell you that I wasn't nervous about that anymore, but there's actually another thing I'm nervous about, which I'll get into in a minute. Let's see, what's my high? Well, you know what? My high also pertains to this video because for those of you who don't know, in my video last Wednesday, when I mentioned how Sugar Conroy was going to finish his Let's Play of Heart Gold Soul Silver by episode 73, which by my calculations should be coming out on Thursday. There really wasn't much I can talk about today or tomorrow, but here's the thing. I'm actually quite nervous about something. I'll get into that in a minute. And my act of kindness is I held the door for my mom and dad. I did a little quick something with them yesterday. Okay, so. Sorry, I'm tired. Today is Tuesday. And if you've been watching me long enough, Tuesday, for the most part, is usually something First We Feast Hot Ones related. Whether it's the reveal of a guest or the reveal of possibly the hot sauce lineup. Which is fine. I mean, under normal circumstances. But I said last Wednesday I was going to save the last, Sugar Conroy LP Heart Gold and Soul Silver for Friday of this week. Solely because, could I make a video about that tomorrow? Yes, I could. But there's only 2 videos left after that. I'm really better off just doing it all in one setting. Especially when one particular episode is well over 2 hours that I'm actually still in the middle of watching. Yeah, this was a long video that he did. His longest ever, but I'll get to that when I get to that. So at this moment in time, I have no idea what's going on in terms of anything Hot Ones related. So I thought it would be kind of interesting if I did any kind of reaction to it. Although it also begs the question, what am I going to title this video? I don't know. I'm just doing this for funsies. Okay. That's a word I've been saying a lot lately, funsies. I don't know why either. Okay. So, is there anything going on? Huh. It does not appear that there is anything. But here's the thing. Just because something's not happening today, that doesn't mean anything won't be posted on Thursday. See, that's like, seeing that there's nothing posted on First We Feast Instagram, that's actually huge. Listen, they still have yet to reveal the Hot Sauce Season 30 lineup. If they were going to post, do they really need to post it today or by today? Technically, no. Especially when, it's just bottles of hot sauce. And could I make a separate video about that? Yes. But I can already tell you, Friday's video, provided that nothing happens First We Feast or really anything related, is going to be a fairly long one. Like somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. Because there's going to be a lot of stuff for me to talk about in regards to Sugar Conroy finishing his Let's Play of Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And while today there's nothing Hot Ones related, it would not be surprising at all if they decide to reveal the hot sauce lineup this Thursday without any kind of warning or any kind of post on Instagram or anywhere else. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. But then again, just because I don't say anything here now, it doesn't mean it is going to happen either. So, it's a little give and take. So at this moment in time, on Tuesday, May 5th, Hoy es el Cinco de Mayo, we're in the clear. It's great. And with that said, there is one thing I do want to get into. And it's something that I alluded to what I was going to be doing this year. I'm still going to be, here's the thing, I'm still going to be doing this. It's just taking longer to get to that than I thought. For those who don't know, last year I did the polar bear plunge at the Tiki Bar at Seneca Lake last year. In fact, this past weekend was pretty much a year to the day. Actually, it was Sunday was a year to the day. But the point is I did it. And this past weekend, they were supposed to do it again. Here's the thing, though. The water levels in Seneca Lake are ridiculously high. So they decided to postpone it to the week of the 16th. And in preparation for it, I've been taking cold showers every day since, well, here's the thing. When I knew that, when I thought it was going to start on May 2nd, I started taking cold showers on like the 18th of April, roughly, give or take. And when they postponed to the 16th, I took a little break and I started taking cold showers again on May 1st. Now, at this time, okay, polar bear plunge is happening on May 16th. When I was going to Cheese Fest at Grist Iron Brewing Company, obviously, you know, you got to look at Seneca Lake on the way there because, you know, it's on Seneca Lake. When they said the water levels were high, I thought they were exaggerating a bit. No, they weren't. The water levels in Seneca Lake, pretty high. Like, there were some docks that were on the verge of being completely submerged underwater. I'll say that much. But I mean, they could probably be fixed in a couple weeks, right? TLDR, now instead of being on the 16th, the polar bear plunge is going to take place on May 22nd, Memorial Day weekend. So my first reaction is, I'm never going to jump in this lake, am I? I mean, I will. I'll get there eventually. It's just really dumb that that's how it is. I mean, is it really that big of a deal that the water levels in Seneca Lake are high and too high for anyone to jump in? Well, you'd think so. However, no matter what lake you go to, whether it's Seneca Lake or Cuca Lake, any of the Finger Lakes, or any body of water you go to that experiences, you know, high and low levels of water at any given time during the year, you have to worry about debris, you know, because listen, lots of things run off into the water. Stones, leaves, giant tree branches and logs, just to name a few. You really do risk like accidentally jumping into some of that debris when water levels really are that high. Now, do I think that would be a problem in something like Seneca Lake where it's, you know, the deepest of all the Finger Lakes? You'd think so, but you always want to err on the side of caution. So, as annoying as it is that I have to wait literally, you know, more than 2 more weeks just to do this polar bear plunge, it is what it is. You know, gonna have to wait. And you know what? There is a silver line to this. Because I don't know if it's just like the time of year or if like my apartment's being kind of weird at the moment, but the cold shower I took today didn't really feel that bad. And I know for a fact it was a cold shower because obviously not only does the water feel cold, but my shower nozzles are like a thing you just turn, and the more you turn the hotter it is, but the more you turn it the other way, it gets cold. So I make sure it's on the cold setting. Like it's well within the because the way it works is when it's actually it's off on it's pointed this way on my point of view. It's going to be looking like here on this side. So I guess on this side, provided anatomical position is a thing for YouTube videos. Like, it's blue on this side, red on the other. Blue obviously indicates cold, red indicates hot, duh. And, you know, you turn it, and the more you turn it to red, it becomes warm. But I have the dial that's still clearly in the blue area, which means the water is cold. It didn't really feel that way to me. In fact, it felt pretty tolerable, which is a sign that my body's getting used to it. Now, is what I'm doing a good idea? Well, for training for this, you could make an argument one way or the other, but I do know that if nothing else, taking cold showers is remarkably good for your health. Like, my skin feels better. I feel like I have a jolt of energy now. My metabolism's boosted. Seriously, like, taking cold showers, especially if, like, you're like a hot sleeper, like I've been lately, they feel really great. And, you know, the more I take these cold showers, the more ready I'll be for actually jumping into Seneca Lake. Although, I can already tell you right now, it's still going to be a bit of an uphill battle for this. Because here's the thing. Yeah, I do plan on jumping into Seneca Lake, and I really do want to. I just know that on my way there, I'm going to have that existential dread. I'm like, this is probably a bad idea. Oh, well, that's my burden to bear. Hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow me on social media. As always, I'm very humble. I made this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy for today. We have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Feliz Cinco de Mayo, everyone. And remember, if anything is what I talk to, we're here to lend. Always back, take care, and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.